My name's Connor, and this is me. I'm a film and television production student at the University of Bradford. I was born in London, but I've lived in Belfast most of my life. I've been brought up with traditional Irish music my whole life. I started playing the tin whistle from a young age and later progressed onto the uilleann pipes. When I moved to Bradford for university, I wanted to keep this up. However, I quickly realised that the Irish music scene was almost non-existent in the city. It didn't take me long to realise that there was a vibrant Irish music scene in Bradford up until relatively recently. There was a cultist group here, and they played in the local Irish Centre, also known as the IDL Club. The Bradford Irish Music Association sprang from the cultist group, and they took part in the annual Bradford Festival Parade, featuring Irish music and dance on floats and on the streets. A number of well-known bands performed in the Will Exchange building, such as Four Men and a Dog and Boys with the Lock. But in more recent times, the Bradford Irish Club shut in 2013 and has been knocked down to make room for a place of worship. The Irish population has decreased dramatically in recent years due to less immigration from Ireland to England and fewer employment opportunities in Bradford. These factors seem to explain why the Irish music scene here has declined so rapidly. But get the train 20 minutes east and you'll find a very different story. Leeds, situated just 8 miles from Bradford, has an active Irish music scene. The Leeds Irish Centre, located in the east of the city, opened in 1970 and was the first purpose-built Irish centre in the country. The Irish Centre is also home to Leeds Comhaltas, and I've been invited to their 50th anniversary celebrations tonight. However, first, I've been told there's a session in the Cardigan Arms pub. This should be a good starting point for me to introduce myself. It was great to see so many musicians in one place playing tunes in Leeds. However, it was time to get ready for Leeds Comhaltas' 50th anniversary celebrations. Comhaltas Cultúr is an organisation dedicated to promoting Irish music, song, dance and language. It has almost 400 branches worldwide, many of which hold classes and music sessions. Many cultist groups enter the annual Fleadh Cheoil competitions, where musicians compete in a series of qualifying rounds in the hopes of being awarded with an All-Britain or All-Ireland prize. Tonight there will be performances from the Blackwater Céilí Band from County Tyrone, the Leeds Comhaltas Junior Céilí Band and a scuriat called Samhain Night Session.
Really great. I particularly give good praise to the sound man. He was very good sound for a Céilí Band, and the Céilí Band were absolutely excellent. It's been a very good night. It's been top of the range, and the whole setup is excellent.
I'm very disappointed with the both of you, especially when I know you can do much better.
Scuriats are stage shows that tell a story through traditional Irish music, song and dance. Leeds Comhaltas performed scuriats in competitions from 1982 to 2009 and were very successful. Now, they regularly perform them for entertainment purposes such as tonight. The next morning, I was back in the Irish Centre for a session and a casual post-concert get-together. this as an opportunity to chat with some of the Leeds Irish community and Leeds Comhaltas members.
My name is Michael Tennyson and I'm involved in the Leeds branch of Comhaltas. I help organise events, I've been involved in teaching. I do think that the Irish arts is very well represented. In our particular instance, i.e. this branch of Comhaltas, we're very active.
I am John Ferguson. I lived in Leeds until 2001 and moved from Leeds then back to Mayo in the west of Ireland. The Irish Centre has been a great asset to the Comhaltas in Leeds because we had a home to come to a practice.
Leeds Comhaltas is a branch of the Comhaltas Culturiarum, which originally was formed in Ireland in Mullingar in 1951. There was a really good Irish music scene at that time in Leeds. 2 or 3 pubs that played music sessions every weekend. 50 years later, we're here on a massive weekend, our 50th anniversary weekend, and we're doing all sorts of things here in the Irish Centre.
This was a great weekend of song, dance, and meeting some very interesting people. My search, however, continued. I came across an organisation called the Irish Arts Foundation. Their aim is to raise the profile of Irish music and arts throughout Britain, but mainly Leeds, which is where they're based. I met up with the founder, Des Hurley. I wanted to learn more about the history of the Irish in Leeds, why they settled here and what parts of the city they lived in.
Some of these big houses will have been owned by an Irish landlady, and they will have taken in local lads, presumably from the same village, and they will almost like as a mother figure, and also often the parish priest of St Augustine's in Harehills and Holy Rosary in Chapeltown will have been from the same sort of region where the people came to Leeds from. So there's a very, very close support mechanism. And just as we go through Chapeltown, on right here we just passed the Holy Rosary Catholic Church. My parents, when they met in Leeds in this area, met, and my dad, God rest him, and my mum, who's still alive, lived in these streets around here. This would have been quite a sizable Irish community. So again, pubs like the Victoria here, the Roscoe, which we'll part later on, the Pointers was here. From here onwards, all these were Irish pubs that the Irish community used to socialise in and had the traditional Irish music sessions.
Leeds was an attractive city for the Irish to emigrate to due to the availability and variety of work. Many of the Irish immigrants worked on the Leeds-Liverpool Canal and the railways in the 18th and 19th century. Many of the Irish who arrived in the 1820s and 30s were handloom weavers. The 1930s saw another increase in Irish immigration due to economic depression in Ireland and the demand for labour in Britain's main industrial centres. Leeds saw a decline in the textile industry, but an increase in tailoring, manufacturing and building. Many Irish women found work as domestics in the services or in the clothing trade, and Irish nurses played an important role in the early years of the National Health Service. Many of the Irish men worked on the Quarry Hill Flats, which is one of the largest public housing schemes in Europe. The 1970s saw the construction of the M1 and M62 motorways, which provided jobs for the Irish male labourer. By 1981, Leeds had over 14,000 Irish-born immigrants living in the borough. Leeds had a sizable Mayo and Donegal contingency in the post-famine decades. County Mayo had been one of the most underdeveloped counties in Ireland and therefore lost entire communities due to emigration. The Irish Arts Foundation run an annual Irish Music and Arts Festival designed to appeal both to those of an Irish background and people from the wider community. A well-known County Leitrim band called Garadice were over. 2 of the members provided music tuition in the morning. Then in the evening, they performed in concert.
and I'm part of a group called Garadice. We're a County Leitrim based band. We're started as a project about preserving and researching the music of Leitrim. He doesn't care for me and I don't care for him. Can go and find another and I hope she'll bring him joy. For I'm going to marry a far nicer boy.
I was informed that Leeds were getting involved with International Uilleann Piping Day. As a player of this instrument myself, I was keen to see what was going on.
When I was learning ornamentation on the pipes, I was told to take the ornamentation out of the tune and practice it until you can do it without thinking about it and then put it back in.
The aim of the day was to gather local pipers together and to introduce people to the instrument. Becky Taylor led this session, teaching the pipers technique and some new tunes. Later in the week, I met up with Becky and Des again, who were playing in concert.
My name's Becky Taylor. I'm an uilleann piper and a teacher of traditional music. I got into the Irish traditional music scene really from my father. I heard the pipes on a recording and just thought, I want to play that instrument. I've got very fond memories of Leeds and Irish music. When I was a teenager, I remember that my dad smuggled me into the last ever Leeds folk festival because I wasn't old enough to go in the pubs. Everybody was there drinking and playing and I was there with my whistle.
Most pipes are played in the key of D. Tonight, Becky was playing a set of pipes that play in the key of B, which gives it that distinctive sound. So from my research, it's evident that there's a vibrant Irish music scene in Leeds. It's reassuring to know that the culture has been so well represented, and it shows that there's a bright future, especially with Leeds Comhaltas and the Irish Arts Foundation at the forefront. The Leeds Irish music scene was almost like a home from home. There's something very special about being able to play music with people in an informal environment, and it's great to know that you can get Irish music not only in Leeds, but all across the world. But I know no matter where my travels take me, I know there'll always be a scene back home for me.